Okay, so we're going to be going over every single unit that released from the span, basically around the 7th anniversary, all the way until what we currently are at. So basically every single 2022 units. If you can't see, I'm live on Twitch here. I am streaming on Twitch. I feel like I'm going to be streaming on Twitch pretty often. Feel free to check it out. It is in the comment section. I'm also almost at 5k subs. I just want to point that out there, you know. Maybe I hit it with the time this video goes up. I don't know. Anyways, let's hop right into it. Let's just not waste any time. There's a bunch of units I want to talk about today. So yeah, we are going to be, oh yeah, Beast Gohan, by the way, very soon. Very exciting. We're going to talk about this guy first. Technically not a 2022 unit, I know, but this guy, I feel like he's close enough that I'm just going to group him in these, because he's in the discussion, I feel like, with a lot of these units. Same with the other unit that came out with him. Now, a lot of these units have had kits that I feel like could have aged definitely a little better. This guy, I don't think is necessarily one of them. I think that he has a really tight-knit kit. It's just that his stats are a little lower than what I would like for them to be. I think I'm fine with how they handled Super Saiyan 2 Goku, but the thing is that you really want to transform into this guy, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, really badly. So the change I would make to this guy like this is I would make that there's no HP restriction, right? If there's no HP restriction and you could just transform in turn 3, I think that would be really good for this guy. It could be extremely helpful, and because sometimes there can be issues with the 77% HP restriction. So if you just get rid of that, you could just, you know, not have an issue transforming to this guy. Now this guy, I feel like there's two things I would change about him. Either one of these two, right? I would either have him to have a 50% attack and defense raise for the turn on super attack, or if they wanted to go crazy and make this a high chance. I don't know, it's like you could clearly tell the difference between having a medium chance and having a high chance. A very big difference, especially for the Shina that's doing 2 guaranteed additionals, right? I don't really mind this restriction here for the turns. I think that's fine. It's not like he loses like so much that he becomes bad after this, right? He still keeps at least a high chance to crit starting from the 7th turn. Still very good. But if he had either 50% raise or more consistent super attacks, this guy would be so much better. It would be actually like crazy. It would be super crazy, man. And yeah, that's what I would change about him. I just feel this is like, I don't know, it's not the worst thing to get in like red zone and stuff, but it can be annoying at times for sure, right? So yeah, that's what I would change about this Goku here. Majin Buu. The thing about this guy is I feel it is pretty sad. He never got the team or partner that he really wanted. Like, he's on the cooler team, but there's no good Kid Buu to use it with. He's a year old and he still hasn't gotten anything, bro. Like, are you kidding me? No partners, like no Majin team. This is insane, man. Very sad for this guy. Even if he gets his partner like this upcoming year, he's probably just aged out. 8th anniversary is so close. This guy went through 7th anniversary power creep, and then he's gonna go through 8th anniversary power creep, man. That's insane. If they wanted to make him like really good even now, they should have given him, didn't mean to close that. They should have given him this 70% chance of nullifying unarmed super attacks at this character. What if, right? What if that was a 70% chance to nullify every single super attack that's aimed at this character, huh? Now that would be insane. STR Super Buu needs true. STR Super Buu getting an easy A would be so helpful. LR Buuhan getting an easy A would be really helpful, right? There's a ton of different options that they could do, but I don't know. Once you get this in, he could look even pretty solid even now, right? Do like triple 10 million attack stats. His defense, you know, can get around like 600 plus K, which is not bad. I'm not gonna say that's good though. But yeah, unfortunately. But if you had that 7% chance to like nullify any super attack effect, that'd be sick. So that's what I would change. It would be a little OP, but I think why not? Kid Buu is like that. Kid Buu regenerates from like everything, dude. Like, come on. Why is it just unarmed super attacks? That's kind of weird to me. Now we have Captain Ginyu. Captain Ginyu is like one of these units. I can't really find anything that I would want to change about this guy. So yeah, this is maybe what I would do is not make him a terrifying conquerors leader, because he just doesn't work with that team well. And I understand why they made him Terrifying Conquerors leader, but he should have just been a space traveling warriors leader and then 30% to Terrifying Conquerors. That's what I would do to this Ginyu. I think he'd be so much better as a space traveling warriors leader, and that team definitely does need a leader, right? Probably that's what I would do. Other than that, there's like no issue with this Ginyu. He's still very, very good even now. There's better units out, but it's like there's no issues with this guy's kit. I mean, I guess one thing I would say, if they really wanted to go crazy, make it a guaranteed scouter. I hate scouters with RNG buffs, with RNG chances. This could have been guaranteed. I don't think it would have been that crazy, right? And it's just annoying to go through. So if I wanted to make him better, it would be either one of those two. But Ginyu is a goat, man. He's still extremely good. There's like no issue with him whatsoever. Very, very powerful, very good unit. You bought Ginyu with coins and you barely use him. Yeah, he is restricted to the Ginyu Force team, but that's just gonna happen with how his link set is regardless. So I can't say make him good off Ginyu Force, right? It's not really gonna be that, like, it's not gonna be that possible to make him good off the Ginyu Force team, right? So I'm glad that they made him absurdly good, but on the Ginyu Force team rather than he's solid everywhere, right? That's my personal opinion. That's how they should handle units like Ginyu, right? And Majin Vegeta, funny guy. This restriction still kind of sucks-ish because there's one good Trunks in the game. It's the LR Vegeta and Trunks, but if you don't have him with Vegeta and Trunks, then you're just screwed over. Like who's good here? No one's good. None of these guys are good. You're all bad, terrible. Like no one here is good. There's not a single relevant unit in here. This guy doesn't count because he doesn't have Trunks in the name, right? Like, come on. No, who's relevant here? No one except for this unit. This guy is solid, but they don't even share a team, right? Like, dude, go on. That's the biggest downfall for this Majin Vegeta, is he wanted this restriction, and then everything else just falls down. He wants to get 6 key spheres. Like, with Vegeta and Trunks next to him, it's become so much easier because they don't need key. You know, this is especially helpful for them because you can get them more orb changing, right? But I don't know, it's just really odd how they decided to handle this guy and then drop the unit that he needs to be with a few months later. That's all I would change. What if he just has 30% damage reduction just, or start of turn, right? Just no issues, and then he gets the extra 20%, right? Like it's all this guy's like all conditional, which was the issue when he came out. Now he's very good now. But yeah, Majin Vegeta, if he had a better ban unit, the Trunks and Goten was actually good, he would have been so much better. But they didn't even share many links, right? This guy's stuck with Over and a Flash. That sucks. Maybe what they could have done is just make this not HP restricted. The orb changing. What if he just always had the orb changing, like available every single time? That'd be sick. But this guy's design in itself is still just kind of odd. It's just that the current best unit of the game that everyone basically agrees upon, or at least one of the best units of the game, are Lord Vegeta and Trunks. He's so good and he works really well with this guy that he's lifted up because of that, right? That's really it about Majin Vegeta, though. I mean, this guy, he's good. He's very powerful. He's really good now, but when he came out at first, let's just say I was not too kind to this guy personally, right? That's for sure. Poor Trunks. Trunks needs a better unit. Okay. You know, yeah, Majin Vegeta has an orb changer, like a rainbow orb changer. That would be sick for him, but we have this guy. Yeah. What would I say about Raditz? Everything. Just redo his kit. What about that? What were they thinking with this guy? First off, okay. I'm gonna go down the list. Leader skill, so just stupid. It's like the worst 200% leader skill because it's specifically Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta, and they all suck, right? Grade A Vegeta is good, but like, come on. What is going on with that leader skill? Like, he's a pure Saiyan's leader, which is helpful, but this 200% is way too restricted. Imagine if you gave 200% to Goku family. I think that would be interesting if he gave 200% to Goku family, but no, he gives 200% to space traveling warriors. Bruh, that's crazy. Another thing, supreme damage, make that immense. Why does it have to be supreme? That doesn't make sense. Make him immense damage, please. That just, you know how much this hurts his damage? This hurts his damage so much, way more than you think it would. Come on. Please. Or get rid of the AoE, just make it immense. Like, why? Like, he's not even good for World Tournament or anything. Well, he's fine for World Tournament, but he's the worst World Tournament unit because his animation is the longest. So that's just crazy, right? Make this 100%. What if this is always 100%? And then, honestly, I think this is fine. This is not that bad of a thing to have, right? Especially with this guy as a floater, right? This is not good enough. This should have been 70% damage reduction, right? 50% damage reduction. And then the defense is fine, right? Make that extra. What was 100% defense and then 50% damage reduction. And it keeps a guarantee crit right there. This is awful. He's not even going to use this ever. Make this actually something useful. This is the worst mechanic I feel like in the game, delivering a final blow for a lot of these units that get it. And then it's just Ki too. He doesn't even need Ki like that. He has Saiyan lineage prepared for battle. He doesn't need Ki. He has it. No issues with Ki, right? That's another thing. 150% defense when he got hit. Yeah, that would have also been a really strong multiplicative buff, but he needs to have like damage reduction guard or something, right? Some ability like that to allow him to at least sustain these hits, because pure defense by itself most of the time is just not enough anymore. It's not enough, man. And then this active skill is the worst thing ever. One enemy after receiving an attack 3 more times, it's a guaranteed stun. This would be great for Super Battle Road. What if you could just use it against 2 or more enemies at any time? And then look, this could be fine. Keep this right here. But make it also against 2 more enemies. Imagine if you could just guaranteed stun 1 enemy at the start of turn in Super Battle Road whenever you wanted. That would be insane. Like, that would be really good. He would be good for Super Battle Road forever. But no. They had to be silly. I don't know why I searched that. They had to be silly. His link set is actually good. He's on some interesting teams, but this guy sucks. He's terrible. What were they thinking? We all knew this was coming. I'm not even gonna pretend that he's good. He's bad. Actually awful. I have no idea what they're thinking. Goodness gracious. This Space Traveling Warriors here. And yeah, next we have a Raditz slander could be its own video. I mean, basically, right? Next we have the Super Saiyan Goku / Super Saiyan Gohan unit. Now, the thing about this unit here is, first off, I think the leader skill for this unit just is pretty not that great, because this is such a restricted category. That's just not really that nice here. It's like, this is like me, this is becoming a slander video, but I'm supposed to be fixing these guys. Yeah, he does have the longest AoE, the Raditz, but I mean, what if this guy stacked attack and defense instead of just stacking attack by itself? Like a defense and attack stack would be interesting. Doesn't really need it though. I think this guy is he is better than people give him credit for. I will completely say that. He definitely is better than people would give him credit for. However, the thing about this guy is that this should have been just start of turn. And then why does it become a medium chance after 6 turns? Like, that's stupid. This should have just been high chance to evade enemy attack. Just no matter what. That's it. High chance to evade enemy attacks. I think this is fine, right? You know, especially if you had that high chance to evade attacks. But this is the worst thing about this unit. Can be activated after performing 3 or more super attacks without built-in additionals. Like, if there is one thing that I would truly change about this guy, is fixing this. Make this just like turn 5, right? Why couldn't it just be turn 5? Why 3 super attacks? That's so stupid. turn 5 would be perfect, right? Or even turn 4. Or give him like 2 additionals in his kit. Or at least one additional in his kit, right? So that you get a turbo super turn 1, and then you can get it turn 3. Or at the bare minimum, maybe you get it like turn 5, right? With the additional. Like, this is really dumb. And then that'll also let this attack stacking go up higher. This guy is actually perfect. I love his design. He's still really good. Once you transform with this guy when he came out, he was probably the 3rd best unit in the game. He's still absurdly good. Like, if this guy was just... If it was just this, and then maybe they made the guarding, like, last for 4 turns instead of 3 turns, he would... How good would he be? Would he be a top 10 unit in the game? I think he would be a top 10 unit in the game. This Gohan is absurd. Like, they went crazy with him. Now, I have to make a change about him. So what I would change about this guy is make this nullification. Even if they can't counter, I think that's fine. If you could just nullify it, I think that would be so much better for this guy. Instead of a counter. The counter is not really... Like, the counter's fine. But especially since it's only against Ki Blast Supers. And then, like, basically the hardest Ki Blast Super enemy is pretty much just going to be Broly. So he can't do that against Broly, right? Imagine if we could use this against the AoE fight, right? That'd be sick, right? Maybe giving him Saiyan lineage would be a good option too, instead of like Saiyan warrior race, right? But that's really it. I mean, yeah. This unit's kind of funny. I do think this unit is better than people give credit for, but it's a funny unit. So, how do I explain Cell? Cell is absurd when he gets to this form. I think an issue with Cell is that more so he doesn't really have a good spot for himself right now. He doesn't really work well on the Androids team, rather than Cell himself being a bad unit, especially when you get to Perfect Cell. But I do think that the first 2 forms are a little too weak. Maybe it would have been interesting if we did stack defense too, right? I think that'd be cool. Let's see, what could he have done? Maybe just... What if he just had, like, the dodge chance, and then it just increased extra, and then when he's like Perfect Cell, it's like a 50% dodge chance, right? Like, what if it's 30, and then I can't do anything, 30, 40, 50, right? I don't know, because the issue with Cell in these fights is that he wants to be against single opponents, but I don't know, his stats are a little too weak. Maybe this could have just been, what if this is like a guaranteed additional super when HP is 50% or more? That would be really good. I mean, what does he have here? A high chance of launching this super? Yeah, what if it was just always guaranteed? That would be really good. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this Cell Super Battle Road content is not really... Like, he's not in a lot of these Super Battle Road stages. And then the Super Battle Road content itself is not really the main focus that we've been having for the past few months, right? So, I don't know. It just does kind of suck that he's like put for the Super Battle Road content, but he's not really applicable there. Same with the Goku Gohan. If it was just perfect for himself from the start, like if this guy was just what we had from the beginning, like he 3 times better, right? Them transforming or exchanging for the Goku Gohan is the biggest downfall. Yeah, him stacking defense would have been really good. I think that could have been really interesting. And the first 2 forms specifically. The final form, I don't think he really needs it. His defense can get pretty high already, so yeah. These guys. So the thing about these guys right here is they're probably, yeah, I'd say they're, besides Raditz, they would be like quote unquote the worst Dokkanfest 2R release this year. I think that honestly, Goku losing this is not that big of a deal, but this should have been stacking attack and defense. I think literally make him stack attack and defense, and then this unit becomes like twice as good. Unironically, like that's all they had to do. If he just stacked defense, like he'd be 3 times better. Because the thing about this guy, he's so basic. He does nothing special. He provides nothing like interesting to the team. He's literally just stats. And then it's like for the 3 turns he has the additional, but like every unit additionals now. And he's not even stacking defense, right? He's like literally the most basic unit released this year ever. Even Raditz has a more interesting design. Even though Raditz sucks, I feel like his design is actually more interesting than this guy. This guy is very cookie cutter. Now Vegeta has an interesting design because he's built around getting the Rainbow Key Spheres. But the dumb thing about Vegeta is that this is 3 turns. Make this, okay, yeah. Make this not capped. Like, just make it he always changes Key Spheres to Rainbow. And then make this guy stack defense. And then, unironically, this unit becomes so much better. So much better. And then they'd actually, Realm of Gods right now could be getting interesting in the next few years. Because Realm of Gods itself hasn't really gotten too many buffs. So I'm presuming, like, you know, Realm of Gods characters, fusion characters, we're going to see an explosion of these characters probably next year, or at least in maybe in 2024, right? 2023 for sure. I think we'll see a lot of these God chances, God characters coming out, right? But yeah, that's what I would change from. Let me take a look here. Add a chance of additional supering. I don't think he really needs it. It would be nice, but I think Vegeta, like, them having the stacked defense, and then on top of Vegeta right here, I think that'd be more than good enough. Unfortunate, this unit, they're like good on release. Well, I feel like, yeah, they're good on release, but it's just units came out and were just clearly better than them, which is very bad. But it'd be like that. This poor unit. No, you're not really gonna use this guy. Yeah. We'll have a pan next. Dokkan Festival pan. And again, I do want to remind y'all, we are skipping over LRs. LRs will be a separate video. Yeah, 55 and 90%, 9-day difference for sure. They need dupes. The thing about this pan, I think if I had to change something about her, make this damage reduction just permanent. Like, if she had the 50% damage reduction after she attacked, you know how much better that makes this pan? Like, she becomes like twice as good, unironically. I think her design is fine. It's just, her defense is not good enough, right? 59% damage reduction, right? That could be interesting, right? Or, you know, we have even Kid Goku on her team. Kid Goku could be floating around giving her 58% reduction, right? I'm okay with the restrictions on the little like fun thing that I had around her, right? It's a cool design, and not every unit is going to be cookie cutter. I would prefer not. I prefer them to be interesting in design. But if she had 50% reduction after she attacks still, I can't even tell you guys, like, that makes such a huge, like, it makes a gigantic difference, because this pan could even live some max super attacks before he supers in a really lucky situation. I think one issue with her as well is that the Trunks and Guru unit don't link with her, and they're not as good as they should be. That's another issue with them, right? Someone said in chat 30% raise in defense on super. That'd be helpful as well. Just an extra defense raise. That'd be really, really good. But it's like, before she attacks, she's fine. But once she attacks, this does not make up for this. No way. Especially if they want her to be in slot 1, like, to get this buff too. Very clearly, they want her to be in slot 1 unit, but she can't survive hits after she attacks, which is really dumb. So yeah, that's what I would fix about this pen. She's very close, but I don't know, they kind of dropped the ball a little bit with her defense. Guard after super attacking, something that will allow her to sustain in slot 1. Damage reduction, guard, really, just something there. And unfortunately, she doesn't have it after she attacks, right? I don't know why they did this before attacking. That's just really dumb. I don't know. Poor Pen. Next, we have Dokkan Festival Kid Goku. Now, if I was to change something about this unit, it'd probably be the link set. The link set's good, but obviously this guy would be 3 times better with, like, prepared for battle, right? Like, if they took off in fighter for prepared for battle, no one would be upset. It's just that these Gokus in general from this era don't have, like, how to explain it? Yeah, the Goku's here. Just in general, they don't have what's it called, prepared for battle or like those actual Saiyans, right? I think this Goku's really good. I actually wouldn't really change anything about this kid as well. I think his kid is perfect. At times you could struggle getting the 7 key spheres at times if the RNG's not on your side, but yeah, I mean, I guess you could say maybe his active skill, they could have made his active skill harder. Or what if he's like stacked attack permanently, right? Yeah, what if he had a permanent, that'd be crazy, massively stacking attack. Maybe they just make this greatly and this a normal attack raise. But what if he just stacked attack and then went directly into the active skill? And then I think this is fine, 59% chance. It's not that big of a deal. I think that would be the only thing I would change about this guy, if anything, and it's not even like something that he needs. This guy is too good. There's nothing I would change about him. I love his design. He's perfect, supreme, amazing god unit. This guy, I think you could still argue him as the best CUR, even over the Gammas. Oh, this guy is dumb, so dumb. Gamma 2. We'll talk about Gamma 2 first. If I were to change anything about Gamma 2, and same with the Gamma 1, probably. Oh no, there's one thing I'll change about Gamma 2. I know Gamma 2, obviously, the innocence, because you know he's not really like cold judgment like Gamma 1, but just give him cold judgment. Like that'd be because Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, like, and Gamma 1, they're all gonna have cold judgment, man. The shocking speed, fierce battle. Okay, I don't want this, thank you. So it's like, cold judgment, shocking speed, fierce battle, they're all gonna have that. So this guy, they should have just given him cold judgment, even though it doesn't really fit that well with the character. I think they should have just done it. Just because why not, right? Is there any like very like happy character with cold judgment on here? I mean, crazy, thanks for the follow. Like, let me take a look here. Like, is there a lighthearted character that has cold judgment? I guess Maya has cold judgment. You know, why not? Gamma 2 does get serious. Gamma 2 just decimates Piccolo, right? Yeah, I think that would be the only thing I change about this guy. I think he's perfectly fine as he is. I love this Gamma 2 unit. Gamma 1, obviously I'll change less about him. No, I think he's perfect. Yep, he's perfect. He's perfect. Perfect. Yeah, Vidal has cold judgment. Come on, give Gamma 2 cold judgment, dude. Make them link 7-7. Who cares? That'd be sick. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't change a single thing about this guy. No. Nope. He's perfect. Amazing leader skill, super attack effect. It's just really good for me. It just, all of this is great. All of it is great. I mean, I guess you could say the counter is kind of useless, but who cares, right? He doesn't even need it. Well, it's this guy. Maybe this should have been a 70% chance of nullifying. That could have been interesting. Yeah. Make his key support too. No, because it's the theme. He's Gamma 1, so he supports 1 key. Gamma 2 supports 2 key. That's what it's supposed to be. Though I guess you could do that, right? I mean, you can't really update his categories. That's not something you could like change. Unlike his links, I feel like have leeway. You can't like put him on these random categories. So yeah, I do agree. These guys will return on the Gohan and Piccolo banner. I'm 99% sure. That might even just deserve its own video. Save your coins. Gamma 1 and 2 are coming. Okay, we'll go on to Bardock next. We're almost done, guys. Bardock. So, what would I change? What if his Scouter is just for the rest of the battle? Like, just not 5 turns. What if he just has Scouter for the rest of the battle? And then that's it. Like, that's all you have to change. I think he's like 10 times better. I think Bardock's fine. But his kit is really all about the Rainbow Keys, for instance, Scouters. So him losing that after the 5th turn does suck for some of these longer red zone fights. He's really built for the Wicked Bloodline fights, but if I had to change something about that, it'd be that. Like, just, even if the Scouter is only when he's on rotation and it's permanent, I would probably much prefer that over just the 5 turns. Because that's how powerful the Scouter is. And it's not like he just stops, like, seeing the future. He just doesn't stop doing that. He does it throughout the whole special episode, right? And again, this is so important for him. So yeah, that's probably what I would change. And especially since it's already restricted. I mean, Goku's not a tough restriction, but still, right? Yeah. I like everything else he's doing fine. Maybe make this crit like an additional super attack guaranteed. And that's it. His active skill's fine. Not that big of a deal with the active skill. Family ties. What if this was like something else? That could be interesting too, but yeah, I think this Bardock's actually pretty good. I think that he does do well, yeah, he dies, so that's why he stopped seeing the future, right? But I think that I wouldn't really change much about them. I actually really like this guy. I think he's gonna age really well. Just because of this 5-turn scouter. That's just something that's gonna be good in like 3 years from now, right? So yeah. We have Yamcha. Woo! Yamcha! I actually don't have Yamcha, unfortunately, so I can't really say too much about him. But based on what I've seen with gameplay, there's 2 things I would change about this Yamcha. Firstly, make this evasion chance stack. I think if the evasion chance, if they fix the game to make it stack together, the evasion chance, that would be extremely good for him. Like, what if you could just have a 90% chance to dodge? Guaranteed dodge in the active skill turn. That would be sick. Secondly, make him have defense raise for the turn on super attack. Those 2 changes make this guy like twice as good, I feel. And he definitely does deserve it because of Yamcha, right? His Lynx is actually not the worst thing ever. Obviously, it could be better, but at least he has, you know... It does suck that he loses this buff, I would say, but it's not the biggest deal if he has the defense raise to make up for it still. So yeah, and then again, this is much better than the start of turn right here. So yeah, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. The high chances, I think I really like, for sure. That's going to be good, but yeah, how do I feel about the farm that stays in my box? I feel happy. I'll get him eventually. But yeah, Yamcha, that's what I would change about him. So yeah, I think the active skill is fine. I think everything else about his skill is fine, but yeah. So that is all we have for the 2022 units. I did this right now because there's no way they're going to mess up Beast, Gohan, and Piccolo. Zero chance. And I'll just count them as 2023 or whatever. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who's the worst release besides Yamcha? Who's the worst release besides Raditz and Resurrection at Blues? Not those count. Don't count those 2 for sure. Except for those 2, who's the worst release? Let me know what you guys think. Thank y'all for watching the video, and I'll catch you next time.